Well, hello there and welcome to this beautiful oasis of mine. We have gathered here today to celebrate my amazing green collection of indoor plants. And yes, I have to be honest, I am a new addict. I need to be transparent and tell you that I have a new obsession with collecting indoor house plants. So it started very recently. However, I do own some of the plants for a longer time, but they weren't really the start of my obsession with the indoor plants. And I decided I need to do this introduction and this talk about my indoor plants now, while my collection is reasonably small, because if I learn something from the internet, it might just get worse and it might look much different than it does look right now. So I think we need to proceed with introduction, and I think we are going to start with the biggest plant from them all. This is the plant which I own for the longest period of time. This is my oldest plant. This Dracaena we rescued because it was supposed to be thrown away. The owner didn't want it anymore. They were doing some lifestyle changes and they decided to throw it away. We rescued this plant. I was on the edge to throw it away a couple of times, but I never did. She didn't require almost any attention whatsoever. It is a beautiful plant. When we rescued it, it was probably half of a size that it is right now, and that was about 5 years ago. The only thing which I do with this plant is to water it every now and then when I see that the soil is very dry, and also time to time when I see that the plant is covered with the dust, I will just take it into the bathtub and shower it with shower head, and that is basically all. Also, time to time I will repot it to give it new compost with new nutrients. I needed to upgrade the pot, I think 2 or 3 times now for the bigger pot. I kind of have a feeling that we might need to do it sometime soon, maybe next year. She will need a larger pot. But if you are new into caring about the plants, Dracaena is amazing choice, especially in UK. If you live in UK, the humidity in the air is really helping to look after this plant and you won't be disappointed. It's really easy plant to look after. The next plants which I want to introduce you are the next one which arrived to my collection. So I don't really know the name of this plant, but it's sort of a little palm leaves. This one I got as a present and it was mixed with other plants in a basket. I actually divided this one and created another plant out of it, which I think was not such a great idea. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but the mother plant is actually doing way better than the baby plant which I divided off of this one. It's still alive. I did it sometime last year, I believe. So it's still alive, it's surviving, but the leaves are not looking as great. They are sort of curling around. They are not growing into big or large sizes. However, if you see on this one, the size of the leaves are amazing. It's still growing, it's still thriving. Again, another plant which doesn't really require a lot of attention. It's very easy to look after. I found out that this one doesn't really need that much sunlight. It does very well in the darker rooms. Also, does like some humidity, occasional shower to get rid of the dust on the leaves, and the water when you see that the soil is dry. But this is basically with most of the indoor plants. So now let's move into the plants which slowly started my plant obsession. During the lockdown, as everyone else, I was looking I was trying to find things to do, and I have seen online on the Instagram account My Plastic Free Home, I believe. I will link it down below if I will remember. She offers a lot of great inspirational things, and I have done a few DIY projects which were inspired by this Instagram, and one of them was to grow avocado plants. As you can see, I didn't really do it with one avocado. I have done 3. Well, I have done 4, but one of them I did give it to my sister and she's got it in her house. So as you can see, I started from avocado pit. They were all in the water and they rooted in the water. This one is the oldest one which was in the water. Those 2 came later. I was very scared to then put it into the soil because I didn't want to kill the plant. But recently, maybe a month ago, I planted this one into a teapot, which we never used because we never had a top lid to go on a top, so it was kind of useless. And I had the idea, I don't know, I was in the shower or something happened to just try and put the avocado into this teapot. When I did it, firstly, all the leaves just fell off the plant, but then we started to see the new growth coming in, and it's very nice. It's starting to be happy and starting to enjoy the life. Those one, however, they look way happier in the water, so I'm very scared. For example, this one has so many leaves. I might need to repot it and put it into the soil in the future, but for now I'm just terrified. So I'll just keep it in this water and see when I will feel brave enough to do it. But it was so easy to do this avocado plant. So if you want some plant which are not expensive, or at least you won't pay at all for that, you can create avocado plant out of avocado pit. If you eat your avocados, just don't throw it away and sprout your avocado stones, and you will have a plant as I do. Next on the list is a plant which really kicked off my obsession, and this is this Anthurium, little Anthurium plant, which I got this year, I think sometime in the summer or before the summer started. I got this one from the garden center. I wanted a plant for myself, so we went specifically into the garden center, but I didn't know what plant did I want. This one just caught my eye. It's so sweet, so cute, so delicate. I had to repot it because the original pot which we bought for it wasn't very good. It was sort of straw material and it started molding. So then I went ahead and bought this pot which resembles pineapple, if you want to think so. If not, then it doesn't resemble anything. But I really love this plant. It doesn't really like full-on sunshine. All what it likes is to have some indirect sunlight a little bit during the day, not complete darkness, but just a little bit of maybe sunbeams which are coming through the trees or whenever. It doesn't require too much water, so I will water it usually every couple of weeks, or when I see that the topsoil is very dry. First of all, when I got this one, the plant didn't look very happy, but I moved it onto the windowsill into the room where we don't have too much sunshine, and actually I started noticing a new growth. For example, we have a leaf which is just about to open over here, and then more leaves which are coming out from the bottom, which makes me extremely happy. Again, doesn't really require that much attention. Occasionally I will wipe the leaves with warm wet cloth. Also, all my indoor plants I will feed occasionally with the indoor plant food, but not very often, maybe once a month, once every 2 months. It depends how often I remember that they need to be fed. The next plant which I bought, it was on my wish list. I knew what I wanted. I knew that I wanted that plant, and this is why I got it. And it is this string of hearts which is right here, and look at this beautiful plant. It's so long, it's thriving, it's growing, and I absolutely love it. This plant I have seen in one house. My friend got it and I fell in love with it straight away. It's just so delicate and so beautiful, and the leaves are shaped as a little heart. I mean, seriously, it's the cutest plant which you can ever have. It is type of a succulent, so again doesn't require that much water, doesn't like direct sunlight, so just indirect sunlight is fine, doesn't require much attention. It's very easy going and very easy to look after too, as all my plants to be completely honest. I don't like to fuss about something too much, so all my plants, all the selections are very easy to look after too. So next two plants which I will show you were on my list. I started searching and started googling, started looking on the plants, and I wanted those two bad boys, and I found them. First of all, I found this spider plant. It's not looking that great, but it does look much better than when I bought it. I found this one in Morrison supermarket. They were selling it for £1. It was planted in a teeny tiny pot. All the roots were bound inside and they just didn't have place to grow, and it didn't look very healthy. The compost which it was planted in was not very good quality. I believe it didn't supply the plant with any nutrients whatsoever, and the plant looked like it was dying. So we took up the challenge and we decided that we are going to try and save this plant. His name is Alexander, if you were wondering. We only have two plants with the names so far. So this is Alexander, and it's a spider plant. Again, very easy to look after. Water every couple of weeks when the topsoil is dry, the same as the all other plants. This one I didn't put into the shower yet. I'm just trying to calm it down and get it to grow and hopefully recover from all the stress which was put under in the supermarket. A lot of leaves had died off. Some of them are still attached to the plant, but they are not looking that amazing. But what is good, we have a new growth coming, a new leaves coming in from inside. So I think we are doing good, and I think we are on the right path, and I think the Alex will be thriving and happy and looking very full and amazing very soon. And the next plant, which was on my wish list and which I found, I wasn't really looking for it, but I just came across it in one nursery which we visited. It wasn't even plant visit. It's this I believe this one is called Chinese money plant, and her name is Beatrice. So the Beatrice is absolutely stunning. I love those leaves. They are so magnificent and interesting, and it's just something very mesmerizing about this plant. I just love the shape of those leaves and how they are growing all over the place, and it's asymmetrical and just weird looking, and I absolutely love her for that. When I first got her, a lot of leaves fell off as well, and they started sort of closing in or curling inside. I researched what could be wrong with it, and I found out that it might be too much water and also not the right place where the plant should be. I also found out that you shouldn't be moving your plants around your house too much once you got it in, because every movement and every change of environment provides some stress for the plant. So if you will buy the plant, read the instruction where it should be, how much sun should it get, how much humidity, what rooms are better for this plant, and then just put it on one place and see how it will react. Leave it there for at least few weeks to see if there are any changes, if it's liking the place where it is. If you are noticing that the plant is actually getting worse than before, then try and find a better place. This is what I did with this Anthurium. Firstly, it was on my bedside table, but I noticed for a few weeks that it wasn't really happy. And since I moved it to a windowsill, it's actually way happier. We have only two things left, I believe. One, both of them are sort of experiment. I really wanted a fern for the bathroom, but I didn't come across any so far in the shops which I visited. But you can see the fern over here. This one is actually experiment, and it's experiment because this one is from our garden. We were doing some weeding and my partner found this one, this baby fern, just coming out of the ground. So we took it out and planted in this little tiny pot in a little bit of compost, and it's living in our bathroom. I am watering it and spraying it and keeping it humid and moisture. So far it's still surviving. It has been probably a week or maybe week and a half since we have this plant, and it's still alive. Nothing is kind of dying, and there is something hopefully coming out of this little bit. So if this will come out and we will have a new growth, I believe we can actually change the outdoor fern into indoor plant, but who knows, we will see. We will keep an eye on it, and hopefully this will work. If yes, then we have another free plant in our collection, and I hope it will. I know that ferns are very tricky to look after, so when I said that all of them are very easy, I may have lied to you. So the ferns require a lot of moisture, a lot of humidity. This is why bathrooms are very good for them. And they also like darker rooms, and they don't really like direct sunlight. So we will find out. I might update you if I will buy a lot of new plants, and I will film the new video to introduce you to our plants. Then I will give you an update of what is happening. Whew, I'm out of breath. So last but not least, we have another experiment. These are leaves from African violet. I used to have a beautiful, wonderful African violet, which was actually planted in the same basket with this palm sort of plant, and I loved it. It's so magical. The flowers are this deep blue color with a yellow middle, and they are just wonderful. They are flowering few times a year, very easygoing, very easy to look after. However, I used to have a lot of kalanchoe plants which are succulent, and they have been infested with the little white bugs, I think, or they just leave a white residue on the plants. I'm not really sure. I lost my battle and I had to get rid of all my kalanchoe plants, and then I noticed that actually my violet was infested too. Those bugs traveled from my kalanchoe into my African violet, so I had to get rid of that as well. I did manage to cut 4 leaves of it. I washed them very thoroughly and I got rid of all the bugs from them, and I just dipped them into the water, and I am hoping and crossing all my fingers that they will start growing new roots, and I will actually have a plant still going, because I really loved that plant, and it was a present and I really enjoyed it, and it was just beautiful and magnificent. So I would really love if this experiment will work and those leaves would grow the roots, and I can actually carry on having the plant without all the insects. This is my whole collection, my whole glorious, magnificent greenery in our house. I do have a feeling that very soon we will have some new new babies coming into our house. I already have my eyes set on a few different plants, so you can always find a room. Even though you are running out of room, I think I will scobush something and move something around and get rid of something. So we are expecting more plants coming into our household. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you found this interesting, and I hope that you are sharing the same passion for the plants as I do. I am still kind of new into looking after the plants. In the past, I managed to kill everything which came through my hands. Every single plant was killed. I managed to kill the Dracaena in the past, and this one for some reason I didn't. So this is yeah, interesting, but I really love the idea to look after them and to try and see if they like something, if they didn't like something, if they are changing, if they need something from me, if I should just ignore them, and they just reward you with the beautiful green color and the beautiful flowers, and also they are really good for the environment. They are calming, and also they are filtrating the air, so this is amazing and I love it, and I think I'm going to have more. So yes, this is it now from me. I'm going to stop talking. Again, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you like the video. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of me. Also, if you don't want to miss on any new content, subscribe as well. Thank you for all of those people who subscribed already. So this is all from me and my magnificent, beautiful and green plants, and I will see you very soon. And until then, keep a smile on your face. Bye.